morning, my friends. Ollie here, and I've got a sweet, sweet loaf of that daily bread for you. Today's quote comes from the philosopher king and Roman emperor Marcus Aurelius. And he says, "Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question. What fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize?" If you're watching these videos in order, or if you're watching them every day as they come out, then you probably are seeing some resemblance with yesterday's passage from Carl Jung. Yesterday's passage from Jung said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves." Now, Marcus Aurelius is saying, anytime you're about to find fault with someone, ask yourself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles this one? To me, Marcus's quote here is a continuation or an elaboration on what Jung said. Now, I know that's not the case because Marcus wrote his first by several thousand years, but in my mind, this is the order that they should be understood in. First, you acknowledge that your negative reactions to other people can lead you to a better understanding of yourself. That's the principle. That's the basic idea. In this passage, Marcus gives you the how. He tells you how you can get a better understanding of yourself when you're irritated by other people. Because when you're fault finding, when you're pointing out other people's flaws, you're usually not doing so from a place of inner peace or compassion. I mean, it's possible, I guess, but for the most part, in my experience, when I'm criticizing someone else, it's because they're irritating me. So again, we go back to Jung. What irritates us about others can teach us about ourselves. And then Marcus, when I'm irritated with someone and I'm finding a fault with them, I need to stop and ask myself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles theirs? And by doing this, you're immediately diffusing the situation. I don't know about you, but for me, when I start getting into that negative mindset and I start criticizing someone or a group of people or whatever, it can be a slippery slope. And I can quickly find myself getting emotionally charged and upset and angry and bitter. And so by putting the brakes on and saying, wait a second, before I get too far ahead of myself here, let's look within and see what I do that is similar or identical to what this person is doing that's frustrating me. And this is a really thought-provoking exercise, and it can be painful and revealing. And this is how you get a better understanding of yourself. So I consider these two quotes to be almost like sister quotes. They belong together. They are part of the same family. They're very, very closely related. And I like how Jung gives you the principle, Marcus gives you the application. Because the principle without application is absolutely useless. It might as well not exist. You might as well not know it. Because if you have the principle but you don't put it to work, what use is it? It's kind of like being a carpenter who has a bunch of tools but doesn't know how to use them or refuses to use them and does everything by hand. Not a very good contractor. Not the kind of person you would hire to renovate your house. The principle is the theory. You got to have the application. And here, Marcus gives us the application, or at least one application to the Jung principle, which is that you can understand yourself better if you study your negative reactions to other people. So if you're feeling brave, if you're feeling open-minded, why don't you give Marcus Aurelius's trick a shot? Next time you're about to criticize someone or find fault with someone, stop and ask yourself that question. Ask yourself, what do I do that is similar to this or identical to this? So I will include one caveat. The Marcus Aurelius exercise is one exercise to apply the Jungian principle. It's not the only exercise, and in fact, in some cases, this exercise will fail you. The idea is that what we don't like about others is usually a reflection of something we don't like about ourselves. And so if that's the case, the Marcus Aurelius exercise is going to work excellently for you. But sometimes the things we don't like in others are things that are antithetic or opposed or totally different from the way we are. In which case, this won't help. Because if you start looking for a fault in yourself that is similar to theirs, you won't find it. So, still worth a try though. And still worth using, because a lot of the time the things we don't like in others are things that are present in ourselves, and on a subconscious level, that's what we are reacting to. So for all of those instances, the Marcus Aurelius exercise, the question that he suggests, is going to help you in a lot of ways, as long as you ask it and pursue the answer honestly and tirelessly, no matter what you discover, even if it's painful. All right, my friends, hope you have a good day, and I will see you later. Live well.